roadfly.com, the internet's best resource for buyers, sellers, and owners like you.
Hi, and welcome to this week's episode of RoadflyTV. I'm Emmy Hall, and this week I got to test out the 2011 Range Rover HSE. It is a luxury SUV that's got some serious pedigree behind it, both on the road and especially off. When you see this car, you probably think of the Brits in their colonial heyday exploring exotic lands in their Range Rovers. And it's true, this car has been bred to conquer any land it can get to, be it motorway or off the highway. This year's model visually doesn't deviate much from the 2010. It's still got that classic Range Rover look to it, the only new addition being a new grille design, as well as these side vents here. But I've got to tell you, this car is big. In fact, this is the first car that I've reviewed for Roadfly that's actually taller than me, which is more than I can say for the guy I had a date with last night. This car is over 6 feet tall, 6.5 feet wide, and over 16 feet long. I know, I had to do the math twice just to make sure, but all of that bodes well for our laundry basket rating. With the 60/40 rear seats up, you've got 35 cubic feet of cargo space, and with them down, you've got 74, giving it a laundry basket rating of 5. Actually 6, but I'm missing a laundry basket today. It's not until you open the door and sit behind the wheel that you get your first inkling of where our test model's $90,000 price tag comes from. Everywhere you look, you see leather, wood, button, dial. Ooh, what am I gonna click first? It's like an ADD kid's dream come true. In fact, it's a little overwhelming at first. I mean, there's actually a button to open the glove box. Now, all of your car setting can be operated here from the steering wheel. You just press this button and a little menu will pop up. So if you want help getting out, you can select that. If you need to know where your oil levels are, you can select that too. In fact, this car has so many settings, you can configure it in so many different ways. It's almost like always having a new car. You're always going to discover some feature that you never knew was there. Our test model comes standard with heated and cooled seats, a heated steering wheel, and a 7-inch screen for your backup camera that comes with parking sensors that fortunately can be turned off. The in-dash navigation system is really awesome. It's super easy to use, and without even asking you, it will tell you what's coming up at the next exit. And while the Range Rover crowd, I'm sure, is rarely jonesing for some Cracker Barrel, I found it to be quite useful. Our test model also comes with the optional 6-disc DVD changer for your rear entertainment package, as well as a 19-speaker, 1,200-watt stereo system. But one thing I found odd for a $90,000 car is that in order to play the music from my phone, I actually had to have the phone physically plugged in. And even on a compact economy car that I recently reviewed, I was able to play the music from my phone just by having the phone in the car. So for some reason, the Bluetooth only works with the phone part of my phone. But you know what made up for it? The sunroof, holla! So let's get to the good stuff. How does the Ranger do off-road? Well, I took it out to Green Ridge State Park to find out, and I'm happy to report it's awesome. It's got a lot of different features that will help it rove over any range that you can find. It has a terrain selector of 5 different terrains. You've got plain old road, like what we're on now, snow, mud, sand, as well as rocks. So you select one of those and you'll let the system modify the throttle, the transmission, and the suspension, and then you're on your way. And if you get out there and you find that you need just a little bit more help, you can also switch it into low. You can raise your clearance by over 1.5 inches to about 9 inches, and you can employ the hill descent control, which will help you defy gravity as you're evading rocks and other obstacles. And additionally, you've got 27 inches of water clearance. Oh, and in case you're wondering, I do all my own driving. On the highway, the Range Rover moves quite briskly. It's got a naturally aspirated 5.0-liter V8 built by Jaguar that produces 375 horsepower and 375 pound-feet of torque. But no good deed goes unpunished, and you're going to be spending a lot of time at the Church of Exxon as your penance. Yep, this car gets 18 miles per gallon on the highway and 12 miles per gallon in the city. Wah, wah. It was enough to make me use the cruise control set at 65 on my trip out to Green Ridge. And normally, I'm a drive it like you stole it kind of gal. The engine is paired with a 6-speed automatic transmission that gets you from 0 to 60 in 7.2 seconds. And the sport mode of this transmission is actually the best that I've driven since reviewing cars here on Roadfly. It was responsive and smooth, and it allowed me to really pull all the power that I wanted to out of the engine, but then I remembered that 12 miles per gallon gas rating and I put it right back into drive. It's pretty easy to get into a king of the road mentality while driving the Range Rover. You're sitting up pretty high, so visibility is excellent, as long as you remember to look down in your mirrors for smaller cars and motorcycles. I mean, I've been on the receiving end of one of these bad boys coming into my lane in a small car, and let me tell you, it's not fun. So please, take your time and look low. Unfortunately, Range Rover has never gotten high marks for reliability. Isn't that just like a Brit? When it works, it kills, but when it doesn't, well, it's just kind of expensive. Now, whether or not those problems have changed with this year's model is yet to be seen, but you can't deny that the Range Rover comes with impeccable class and breeding. And starting at almost $79,000, this is high luxury all the way, paired with excellent on- and off-road capabilities. That's it for this week. I am Emmy Hall, and I do read every single one of your comments. You can join our Roadfly community by subscribing to our YouTube channel and telling me what you think. You can even like me on Facebook. And don't forget to head on over to RoadflyTV.com to view the window sticker for the 2011 Range Rover HSE.
Roadfly.com, the internet's best resource for buyers, sellers, and owners like you.